I'm doing the opening prayer.
Okay.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah Hari Om. Hari Om everybody, and welcome to today's Satsang. We are having this daily half an hour Satsang in order to be on our spiritual journey and are being guided by the scriptures. Current scripture is Bhaj Govindam, and we have studied 5 verses. So we left at a very interesting note yesterday. If anybody would like to contribute any thoughts after thinking about what happened, what transpired, what we discussed, if you would like to share.
Arunji, the biggest takeaway for me was that we have expectations from family, from people around us. So basically, I realized we are on this journey. It's our journey, so we are on our own, and we have to learn to be, not depend on anyone. Just make ourselves strong, and whatever we need to learn the skills, and remember it's our journey basically.
Yes, and I will give support from Gita to what he is saying.
Mm-hmm.
Lord clearly says, you are your own friend and you are your own enemy. So he doesn't say that I am your friend and I am your enemy. You are yourself your own friend. If you want, you can pull yourself up. If you don't want, you don't need anybody to pull you down. You are going to pull you down. You will pull yourself down. So that's very important. Welcome, Ramanji. And welcome, Palash. Nice to see.
Yeah.
Nice
Thank
to
you.
see.
Hari Om, everyone.
Hari Om. So we were discussing some learnings of yesterday, and I was mentioning that in order to rise in the spiritual path, Lord has said in Gita, you are your own friend and you are your own enemy. You don't need anybody to pull you down or to pull you up. Basically, you have to, it's your individual decision and you have to work for it. So that's how this scripture, this text is designed, is showing you very powerfully what happens if you forget the very purpose of life, and why we forget that, and all that is being discussed. So first 3 verses he brought about our attachment to lokeshna, vitteshna and putreshna, and if they are taken as the end and not as the means, he's shown the consequences. So I will not repeat, we have to go through it in that spirit. So he says that having realized this much, now what do you do when you start looking at what is the end? Well, these will not save you in the end. So then he draws a simile between the existence of a water on the petal of a lotus plant. So he says, just as that is nashwar, kshanik, our life is also kshanik. So the process to knowing yourself and working for it starts here and now. Don't wait for the end, because then that's, you don't know. You would have saying I'll wait for retirement means you know when that you will live up to retirement. So let's be honest to ourselves. So having done that, now he is also giving you examples from life. Verse 5 that we did yesterday talks of a person who's earned all his life, and then he finds At the time of retirement, he is sitting at home, he is not able to earn now, his life has become feeble. Now nobody talks to him, nobody has time to talk to him, and he feels so neglected, and he is probably wallowing in self-pity. So why has that happened? We must understand that. Should we take any lesson from it? So I am reminded of conversation between Yaksha and Yudhishthir in Mahabharata. Yaksha asks Yudhishthir, what is the biggest wonder in life? So Yudhishthir says the biggest wonder is, we all know we are going to die, but we don't believe in it, and we think I am not going to die. Everybody may die, I am not going to die. So why is that? That is maybe your innate truth. I am not the body, but I am that eternal self, so I am not going to die. But what has happened is, through ignorance, you have attached yourself to the body, and you do not know that actually this body is Nashwar. What happens when you die? People don't refer you by name or by relation. They say this is the Parthiv Sharir. This is that body made of mud. But while living, do you believe it? While living, you don't say this I am attached to mud. You say I am attached to my body, this is the best. Things like that. So now, with this kind of a thinking, Bhagwan Adi Shankar is dealing a blow to our association with things of the world. We are associating ourselves as me and mine with the Naam and Roop. Yesterday I had said everything in the world has 5 attributes: Asti, Bhati, Priya, Naam, Roop. So of these 5, Asti, Bhati, Priya belong to the Brahma, and Naam and Roop belong to the Jagat. So all of us are attached to this Naam and Roop and conveniently forget the first 3, which actually are the Brahma. So though all our love, all our emotions, they spring from that original source, but what happens is that we get attached to the Naam and Roop only, and that is not going to stay. So now he has said that, or rather he has not said, Acharyas who explain this text, they say you have to look at the Pratipaksh Bhavna, that Bhavna which should instill in you that sense to transcend this moh. So when you know that on retirement you are going to have this kind of a situation, then what is the Pratipaksh Bhavna that you think you have to live by so that you don't end up like this? So last time also we discussed it yesterday, and Raman said we will not be transdirection and so forth. So the 3 methods that Bhagwan has prescribed is Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga. Adopting any of these 3 yogas while living, doing your day-to-day duties, you will be able to reach a situation where living alone you will welcome. If you are doing Karma Yoga, you are in Samta and offering all to the Lord. So when you are retired, your Samta has not left you because you have practiced Samta all your life. You are okay in every situation, and whatever is happening in that also you are offering to the Lord. And then if you are into Bhakti Yoga, what is the salient feature of Bhakti Yoga? You are engaged continuously into merging yourself with your Ishtadev. So would you have time to look at what's happening because of your relatives when you retire? You will welcome that moment and say, now I have more time to merge with my Ishtadev. And if you are following the Gyan Marg, then Shravan Manan Nididhyasan, you will welcome again your retirement, your isolation, your time to yourself, and you will say, now is the time you can sit down in peace. But that only happens if you have practiced it all your life. God has said in Gita that at the last moment, if you think of me, you will reach me. But he has said cha means and, which by implication the Acharya says, if you have thought of me always and in the end, then you reach me. Now, when the end is there, all of a sudden you can't think of him, because if you have not thought of him all your life, how will you think of him at the end? So, Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, 3 times. For us to understand, take any path, but know him. Govind ko jano. So now let's look into the next verse. Any questions on this, whatever we have discussed today or yesterday? Okay. So verse 6 I am chanting. Yavat pavano nivasati dehe tavat prachati kushalam gehe gatvati vayu deha paye bharya bibhyati tasmin kaye Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Moodhamate, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukrin Karne, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukrin Karne. Hari Om. So now what does Lord say, Bhagwan say? He says, Yavat Pavno, as long as Nivasati Dehe. Pavno, the Vayu, air, is in the body. Nivasati, in the body. Dehe. Tavat Prachati Kushalam Gehe. For that period, so long as the body is in the air is in your body, for that long, people at home, Gehe, will ask about your Kushalta, your welfare. Gatvati Vayo Deha Paye. The moment that Vayu leaves your body, Gatvati leaves, Bharya Bibhyati Tasmin Kaye. Even your wife, Bharya, Bibhyati, fears that same body with which she was so attached all through. Now, what a body blow to a person who is attached to his body. He will shudder to think that people, once he departs, they will be afraid of this very body. So this is the power of Bhagwan's expression, that if you are not careful and if you are still sticking on to your body as yourself, then know this is the end. So then again, Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Moodhamate. O fool, think and know how to lead life so that you know that you are not this body. Right? Now, having understood all this through all these verses, question arises, why is it that we don't do it? Is it natural or not? It's very clear. I think it's clear to all of us this is what is going to happen, and this is happening. Then why don't we still engage ourselves in the pursuit of knowing Govind? For that we have verse 7. I am reading it. Balas tavat krida saktaha tarunastavat taruni saktaha वृद्धस्तावत् चिन्तासक्तः परमे ब्रह्मणि कोऽपि न सक्तः. So, भज गोविंदम गोविंदम भज मूढ़मते संप्राप्ते सन्निहिते काले नहीं नहीं रक्षति दुक्कृण करणे. Bhagavan says, during your childhood, balas tavat krida sakta. So long as one is in one's childhood, then one is engaged in playing. Krida sakta. Krida is play. And tarunis tavat taruni saktaha. And moment you enter into youthhood, then your passions towards the opposite sex start flowing. Vriddhas tavat chinta saktaha. And then as you enter into vanprasth stage, vrad, elderly stage, then what engages you? Chinta sakta. You are attached to your chintas only. Then parame brahmani kopina sakta. Param Brahma, the highest reality, kopina sakta, nobody is attached to that. At every stage of life, you are attached to so many things. Who's attached to the highest reality? So, is there any surprise that we find ourselves in the situation that we are? I'll open this now to everybody to contribute how they react to these two verses before going ahead. Yes.
मुझे तो लगता है अनिल जी, हम लोग मतलब इतनी नशे में जैसे कोई होता है तो उसे सच्चाई का पता नहीं चलता है, और या पता होते हुए भी उसको समझ में नहीं आता है. तो हम लोगों की भी जो ये आसक्तियां हैं, तो वो इतनी
We have lost you. We have lost you. Anil, can you repeat? हमारी जो आसक्तियां हैं,
वो इतनी गहरी हैं कि हम इस सत्य को भूल जाते हैं. जैसे जो आदमी सिगरेट से अटैच्ड है, शराब से अटैच्ड है, उसको पता है कि भाई ये नुकसान वाली चीजें हैं, लेकिन आसक्ति इतनी गहरी है कि वो शराब सामने आई तो फिर वो उसको भूल करके और फिर उसके साथ, तो जो ये भी कह रहे हैं, भगवान कह रहे हैं कि हमारा खेलने से, काम वासना से, धन से, जो भी दुनिया की चीजें हैं, उससे ऐसी आसक्ति है कि समझ में आते हुए भी जैसे पता है कि मीठा नहीं खाना चाहिए, लेकिन आसक्ति गहरी है तो आदमी खा लेता है. तो वो वासना, या इसको जो है गुरुदेव फिर ये कहते हैं कि भाई वासनाएं इतनी प्रबल हैं कि आप उससे लड़ने में या उनको दबा नहीं सकते हैं, उनको सब्लिमेट कर सकते हैं. तो वही ये गहरी बेहोशी कह लें, गहन अज्ञान कह लें, या गहन वासना कह लें, या दोनों कह लें.
बिल्कुल ठीक है अनिल जी. तो भगवान को ये बात पता है कि हम इतने आसक्त हैं नाम और रूप में कि वो उन्होंने ये इसको कंपोज करा और इसको मोहा मुदगर नाम दिया कि कैसे मोह को एक हैमर ब्लो दी जाए. और वो बार बार हैमर ब्लो दे रहे हैं कि ओ मूर्ख, ओ मूढ़. Here mood is one who does not understand the spiritual value of life. ओ मूढ़, अगर तू अपने मोह में पड़ा रहेगा, जो आसक्ति है उसको मोह में, आई एम रीडिंग इनटू दैट एज मोह, ये मैं हूँ, ये मेरा है, तो अगर तू इसमें पड़ा रहेगा तो तेरे अंत में यही होने वाला है, तेरा कोई वो नहीं है. सो यू आर गोइंग टू बी ऑल द टाइम अफ्रेड ऑफ इन लाइफ, एंड इन द एंड व्हेन द डेथ कम्स नोबडी विल सेव यू. तो हम लोग जो प्रभु कृपा से इसको पढ़ पा रहे हैं, डिस्कस कर पा रहे हैं, we should not wait for that day when we have time, then we will investigate and then we will work. It will not work at all, because he says every stage you will have your engagements. बचपन है, जवानी है, वृद्धावस्था है, तुम्हें ऑक्यूपाई करने के लिए पर्याप्त चीज़ें होंगी जो तुम कहोगे अच्छा आज मैं इसको देख लेता हूँ, फिर देखता हूँ उसके बाद. That उसके बाद will never come, and that is why the purpose of this satsang and the time we have kept very short, half an hour, is only that we remain in touch and remind ourselves the most important thing in our lives, and we start working on that from now and this moment onwards. So any other comments? Palash?
Yes, sir.
Any contribution by you, sharing by you on this, what we have discussed just now?
Yeah, so what Anil sir said, I think that's very true and practical. डेली की जो एक्टिविटीज होती है उसमें हम इतना ऑक्युपाइड हो जाते हैं कि हम गोविंदम और भगवान की तरफ फोकस ही नहीं कर पाते हैं. अब वासना एक पार्ट है, बट कहीं ना कहीं डेली की एक्टिविटीज और चिंताएं इतनी रहती है कि लगता है कि यार हमने वो काम नहीं किया तो क्या हो जाएगा, ये नहीं किया तो ये हो जाएगा, वो नहीं किया तो वो हो जाएगा. बट कहीं ना कहीं ये सारा जो एक वो कहते हैं ना मोह माया है, अब उसी का पार्ट बन के हम शायद गोविंदम की तरफ नहीं जाते. मे बी ट्रुथ ये है कि गोविंदम की तरफ जाए तो ये मोह माया वाली सारी चीजें तो ऑटोमेटिकली धीरे धीरे टेक केयर हो जाती है.
हाँ, दैट इज अ फैक्ट.
दैट्स व्हाट वी आर लर्निंग, हाउ टू बैलेंस द थिंग्स.
तो उसमें सबसे हाँ बिल्कुल ये करना पड़ेगा, अदरवाइज फिर से मैं रिमाइंड कर रहा हूँ, अगर आप नहीं करोगे तो फिर बाद में आप किसी को ब्लेम नहीं कर सकते, बिकॉज एज आई सेड इन द बिगनिंग, भगवान हैज सेड यू आर योर ओन फ्रेंड एंड यू आर योर ओन एनिमी. प्रभु ने इतनी कृपा करी है, आपको यंग उम्र में बता दिया है कि दिस इज़ द वे, एंड इफ़ यू डोंट अडॉप्ट इट देन यू नो व्हाट यू आर हेडिंग फॉर. आप फिर भी अपना उस गति से और उस मार्ग पर चल रहे हो जहाँ आपका एंड is going to be what Bhagwan is pointing out in each and every verse, then don't be surprised. That's something that you must very starkly understand. Raman?
हरिओम नारायण, मैं थोड़ा सा ड्राइव कर रहा हूँ तो आज पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर पाऊंगा.
Okay. We'll ask you tomorrow. Anuji?
Yes.
Narayan.
Arunji, I completely agree with what Anilji said and you've said and even Palash said. I think we forget, जैसे हमने शुरू में बोला था, we take it for granted कि अभी हमारे पास बहुत टाइम है. हम वेट करते रहते हैं कि ये रिटायरमेंट के बाद, रिटायरमेंट आने पे भी हम बोलेंगे कि अभी और भी टाइम है हमारे पास. मतलब we feel there's a lot of time, all this can wait, there are worldly things keep us occupied, and अगर हमारे पास टाइम हो भी तो भी हम, I'm not saying कि we are engaged 24/7 in doing something, फिर भी हम इस एक्टिविटी को somehow पीछे पुश कर देते हैं. इसके लिए तो भी टाइम आएगा. So I think we have to realize, the sooner we realize, I think the better off we'll be.
Yeah. So at least since all of us are on the same page about this, we all have to draw our own sankalp on a daily basis. What is it that we are going to do so that we feel that we have brought about that mid-course correction in our lives and we are making a friend of ourselves. You see, ये जो हम सत्संग कर रहे हैं ना, ये भी एक this can also become a kind of a pastime, some kind of one of the many activities we are engaged in. If this satsang has to have the desired impact, then we will have to draw a schedule for ourselves and give our commitment that, look, following this is what I'm going to do. And let's share that next time, that I made this schedule, I made this commitment, and then whatever you have said that you will do every day towards this path, then do share what is opening up or what is that new which is coming up which was not there earlier. और जो मैंने कल आपसे बात कही थी कि अबाउट हेल्पिंग अदर्स, वो उसका मैं थोड़ा सा क्लैरिफिकेशन कर दूं. द आइडिया वाज नॉट दैट यू डोंट हेल्प. द आइडिया इज you had a certain vision. If I help, then it will correct somebody. Your help was that it is a corrective action. कि भाई that pain would be gone. What can I do so that that suffering is not there? So when I said don't be in that mode, duty is one thing, you do it, but whether that will cure or that will have its impact or not, that you can't. You have done your duty. You are muted, Anuji. So you are. So that
no,
is.
I got that yesterday. I understood.
Thank
that
you.
We continue to do our duty, and irrespective of the consequences.
Absolutely. And the last thing that is going to help you is any element of guilt. Because if you start living in that, that is the worst thing you would have done to yourself. You have to be clear in your conscience on a daily basis. This is the best I could do and I have done it. Now, it's a question of expectations. Neither you can fulfill somebody's expectations nor yours. And this is what he says, the thirst can never be quenched. In the very second verse, Vitto Parjan, that he said that thirst for gaining wealth, that can never be quenched. It's a thirst that he has attacked. So expectation is equal to that thirst. So we have to be careful not to somehow get entangled with fulfilling the expectations of anybody. You have a right to your duty. Moment you get engaged in expectations of others, then you have taken it upon yourself to control the results. That is something the distinction between duty and results, it must be crystal clear. Right? Okay. So with that I'll wind up for today. Any questions by anybody? Any clarifications? Any last word? Anil ji? Chaliye. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hari Om. And I pray to the Lord to constantly guide us on our path so that we may be able to reach our destination with His blessings. Hari Om.